Resign shock, stay back chants echo. Who will lead NCP into 2024's? Top focus on 6 p.m. prime.
It's a political development nobody saw coming, and it's thrown a spanner in the works for the opposition ahead of the 2024 elections. Good evening. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal, and yes, our top focus is on the big news that's come in of Sharad Pawar resigning, stepping down as the NCP chief. But is he reconsidering? We'll tell you more on that. Let's take a look, as always, at the headlines first. After Congress pledged to ban Bajrang Dal in their manifesto, Prime Minister Modi thunders at the Congress. Says after Lord Ram, Congress wants to jail Hanuman Bhakts.
कांग्रेस पार्टी ने अपने मैनिफेस्टो में बजरंग बली को थाने में बंद करने का निर्णय किया है.
No relief for Rahul Gandhi in disqualification dangle. Gujarat High Court reserves order, refuses to grant the former MP any interim protection. Censor Board accessed 10 scenes from controversial film The Kerala Story ahead of its release. Trailer description now changed. From 32,000 girls radicalized, it now claims that this is a true radicalization story of 3 girls. Virat Kohli and Kohli-Gambhir fined 100% of their match fee for on-field quarrel after Bangalore beat Lucknow last night. Another airline bites the dust. Go First files for bankruptcy hours after it suspends all flights for the next 2 days. Says facing financial crunch due to non-supply of engines. A notorious gangster killed in gang war in Tihar. Gangster Tillu killed by rival gang in Tihar. Tajpuria plotted the Delhi courtroom killing. Let's get you the latest twist in the Sharad Pawar saga. Ajit Pawar, minutes ago, addressing a news briefing, has confirmed to NCP workers who've been on a dharna for the last few hours that Sharad Pawar is willing to reconsider his decision. And Ajit Pawar now has said that there will be a rethink by Sharad Pawar. He needs 2 to 3 days to take a decision on whether he's going to stick by his stand of resigning as the NCP top boss, or whether he will remain in the chair, whether he'll reconsider and stay back, keeping in mind the protests, the mass resignations, the dharnas that we've been witnessing on the streets of Mumbai as well as across Maharashtra. So this is the reassuring message that Ajit Pawar has given to NCP cadre who have been seated there at the NCP office protesting. Let's listen into what Ajit Pawar said.
प्रत्येकाने आता आपल्या आपल्या घरी जायला पाहिजे. मात्र ते म्हणले मला याचा विचार करण्याच्या करता, कारण त्यांनाही देशातनं फोन येत आहेत, राज्यातनं फोन येत आहेत, काही जाऊन तिथं त्या ठिकाणी भेटत आहेत. ते म्हणले की मला आता या सगळ्या गोष्टीचा विचार करण्याच्या करता 2-3 दिवस लागतील. एवढे दिवस मात्र तुमच्या बाबतीत द्या.
So it's with that message that Ajit Pawar has now appealed to NCP cadre to call off their protest. It was a shocking announcement made by Sharad Pawar. It took all of the NCP workers by shock, no doubt, which is why we've been seeing protests breaking out in several parts of Maharashtra. I want to take this across to Saurabh Bhaktania, who's getting us all the latest updates from Mumbai. Saurabh, now Ajit Pawar saying Sharad Pawar is willing to rethink his decision, to reconsider. But is this just an attempt to kind of pacify all of the cadre who've been out there protesting for the last few hours?
Oh, well, absolutely, Akshita. Let me tell you, this may be just that to calm down all the protesters all over the Maharashtra, not just in Mumbai. Let me tell you, right now, here you can see that Ajit Pawar is giving bite outside to IB Chauhan. What an interesting twist to the entire day's event. Let me tell you, when Sharad Pawar actually gave resignation from as a party president, he was very much adamant. He also said that he's not going to rethink about it. He clearly said that the next generation should take over in this entire party process, and he will be actually guiding them from the outside. He will be a party worker, but now there should be someone who should take over as the party president. Now, immediately after that, we saw how people were crying, and so many of the leaders were trying to asked Sharad Pawar to take back his decision. Now, all the party workers, Akshita, what happened is they sat down at this particular place. This is the YB Center in South Mumbai, and they said that they will not allow Sharad Pawar to leave this particular place. But they somehow managed to, they were saying that he needs to take a break for his meal due to his health condition. Then Sharad Pawar left to Silver Oak, after which the entire team of youth leaders from the NCP, they went to Silver Oak. It included Praful Patel, Jayant Patel, Chagan Bhujbal,
you're right.
and several others. Here in the visuals you can see Supriya Sule also here.
Jayant Patel, when the announcement was made, broke down, got rather emotional when he appealed to Sharad Pawar to stay back. Thanks, Saurabh, for getting us that update. But let's round up for our viewers all that's happened in the last few hours. Dramatic political developments emerging from Maharashtra, and it all started with an announcement from Sharad Pawar saying that I'm going to resign from the NCP as the top boss. He says, I will remain in public life. I'm not retiring as of now, but this still sent ripples across the NCP and also across the Mahavikas Aghadi. Let's get you all the reactions and what happened when that announcement was made.
घरात जन्माला छोट्या समाजात आलेल्या माणसाला इथपर्यंत आणलं साहेब तुम्ही कोणाकडे पण कुठलं अधिकार करायचं
काँग्रेसचे माजी मंत्री सगळे आले होते.
Grand old man of Indian politics. Four-time Maharashtra Chief Minister Sharad Pawar sent ripples after resigning as NCP chief, a party he helmed after being expelled from the Congress in 1999 for opposing Sonia Gandhi's candidature for PM post over her Italian origin. In a move that nobody foresaw,
साहेबांच्या नावाने मत मागतो.
जनतेचं प्रेम, सरकारचं प्रेम, त्यांचा विश्वास हाच माझा श्वास आहे. यापुढं आपणापासून कोणतीही हरकत नाही. मी आपणासोबत होतो आहे आणि शेवटच्या श्वासपर्यंत जाईन एवढंच या ठिकाणी सांगतो आणि आपली रजा घेतो.
the 82-year-old dropped the bombshell flanked by his wife Pratibha and nephew Ajit Pawar at the launch of his autobiography in Mumbai.
माजी मंत्री सगळे आले होते आणि त्यांनी सांगितलं साहेब तुम्ही जे आहे नेतृत्व करा.
आता जर एवढ्या अडचणी समोर असताना कोणाकडे जायचं.
The announcement came as a blow to reduce his party colleagues to tears. They threatened not to leave the venue unless he rescinded his decision. Senior NCP netas got emotional when Pawar announced his resignation.
त्यांनी त्यांच्या जे काही इथे आता सूचना त्यांनी केली आहे त्याला वापस घ्यावा, मागे घ्यावा आणि आपल्या सगळ्यांच्या भावनाचा आदर करून या पक्षाची म्हणजे जरूरत सुद्धा आहे. या देशाला, महाराष्ट्राला जरूरत आहे की शरद पवारांचा नेतृत्व आपल्याला लाभलं पाहिजे.
Nephew Ajit Pawar, however, consoled the distraught NCP workers and said that the generational shift in the party has Pawar Senior's blessings, adding that Sharad Pawar will remain the head of NCP family.
पुढच्या गोष्टी त्यांनी ठरवाव्यात आणि ते जे ठरवतील ते साहेबांना मान्य आहे असं साहेबांचं म्हणणं आहे. कमिटी म्हणजे काय कुठली बाहेरचे लोक नाहीये, आपले परिवारच आहे. आपला राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेस पार्टी परिवारातले सन्माननीय सदस्य सगळे बसतील. आम्ही पण काही दुसरे बाहेरचे नाहीये.
Aghadi allies Congress and Sena UBT offered their backing for NCP and added that the step won't impact opposition Aghadi.
आज उन्हें किस वजह से इस्तीफा दिया ये बताना मुश्किल है, लेकिन इसमें एमवीए को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. जो भी राष्ट्रवादी के जो उनके पार्टी के अंतर्गत जो भी डिसाइड होगा उसके अंतर्गत जो भी अध्यक्ष बनेंगे वो एमवीए के साथ रहेंगे, ये हमारी उम्मीद है.
माननीय शरद पवार असल्यामुळे मी इतकंच सांगेन की देशाला आणि महाराष्ट्राला त्यांच्या नेतृत्वाची आणि मार्गदर्शनाची गरज आहे. इतके वर्ष त्यांनी हे नेतृत्व या राज्याला, देशाला दिलं आणि ते यापुढे देत राहतील असं मी त्यांचं विधान आहे.
Pawar's big move comes amid buzz around his nephew Ajit cozying up to the BJP.
देखिए, ये उनका व्यक्तिगत फैसला है और राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस का एक आंतरिक मामला है और इस समय उसके ऊपर चर्चाएं भी चल रही है, मंथन भी चल रहा है और पार्टी किस निर्णय तक जा रही है इस बारे में हमें कोई अंदेशा भी नहीं है। हम परिस्थिति पर नजर रख के है उचित समय पर इस पर बोले।
It puts a question mark on NCP leadership and plans for 2024 general polls. With Ritvik Bhalekar in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
So let's decode this decision by Sharad Pawar. What's prompted it? Joining us on 6 p.m. Prime is Rajdeep Sardesai. We also have with us managing editor joining us live from Mumbai, Sahil Joshi. Rajdeep, to you first. What do you think really prompted this decision from Sharad Pawar? I think one question everyone's asking is whether there's an Ajit Pawar factor involved in this decision.
Well, I've always believed Mr. Sharad Pawar is a rather crafty, calculating politician, and he would not take any step without first having calculated what the cost-benefit analysis is. Sharad Pawar, to my mind, is playing a game of power or pressure politics or Pawar politics, where at a time when there has been a lot of speculation that his nephew Ajit Pawar could be tying up with the BJP, could take even a substantial chunk of the NCP with him, Sharad Pawar is in his own way asserting his authority. You saw the kind of reactions that there have been to Mr. Pawar's rather dramatic decision that he's resigning or stepping down as NCP chief. The party persons all saying, no, where we need Pawar Sahib, we cannot take the party forward without Mr. Pawar. So, in a sense, with one stone, he's killing several birds. He's putting pressure in a way on Ajit Pawar to reconsider any decision he would like to take of tying up with the BJP. He's asserting his own authority within the NCP. And I think somewhere Mr. Sharad Pawar is also preparing for a possibility for a succession plan. He's 82 now, and there has been much talk after Pawar who. And I think he would like within the next 12 to 18 months before the Maharashtra Vidhan Sabha elections of October 2024 to settle that issue. But at the end of the day, this is Mr. Pawar playing big boss, making it clear that no decision can be taken in the NCP without consulting him, and creating a kind of emotional pressure on his party to ensure that they stay within the fold.
So then is this a question of a generational shift, or is this Pawar stamping his authority as really the big boss of NCP, of Maharashtra politics? I want to take it across also to Sahil Joshi. Sahil, just picking up from a point that Rajdeep also made about the timing of this kind of an announcement. It's amid a lot of whispers of Ajit Pawar being in talks with the Shinde government, of him being in talks with the BJP, of some NCP MLAs being alongside him. So can we really read it from that aspect of that timing?
Well, Akshita, it came out to be a complete shock treatment for the NCP leaders, and there were stories about the talks happening between Ajit Pawar and the BJP, and it's not about Ajit Pawar joining the BJP, but the talks were about whether Ajit Pawar will be able to pursue Sharad Pawar, that the NCP should have an alliance with the BJP for the future prospects of the party, as well as the party leaders who have been telling Sharad Pawar that to avoid the central agencies, the action by the central agencies, it's in the party's interest to go with the BJP. It looked like that there is a group which is building pressure on Sharad Pawar, that his decision of aligning with the MBA partners, that is Uddhav Thackeray and Congress, is actually working against the party, and the party leaders are facing this action by the central agencies. The party MLAs want that before elections, if they could manage to go with the BJP, that is going to be beneficial for the party in future. Sharad Pawar was not ready for that. Sharad Pawar had made it very clear that his decision is not to go with the BJP, and he thinks that the MVA should be strengthened. The grand alliance of the opposition party should happen to take on the BJP in the Lok Sabha elections. And if somebody choose to go to go with the BJP, it is going to be the individual decision, but not that of the parties. And that is where it all started. Somewhere it looks like that the Sharad Pawar thought that he should check whether he still holds that power within the party, whether he still holds that command over the party, and that is the reason why it looked like that he chose the occasion. The occasion was that it was the ceremony of publishing his autobiography, the second edition of his autobiography, in which he has added 70 pages with respect to what happened in 2019. And very interestingly, in that autobiography, he has alleged on Ajit Pawar that he created a situation in which some of the MLAs who went with Ajit Pawar for this morning swearing-in ceremony with Devendra Fadnavis, that Ajit Pawar planned it in such a way that the MLAs actually thought that he had blessings from Sharad Pawar, whereas Sharad Pawar was completely against it.
Yeah.
And it's a direct allegation of Ajit Pawar that he misled the people, he misled some of the NCP MLAs into this, and that's how this particular morning ceremony happened. So by doing this, Sharad Pawar is trying what Balasaheb Thackeray had done in the past with Shiv Sena. He declared that he's resigning from the party chief's post, and then the party workers gathered and literally forced Balasaheb Thackeray to continue leading them as the Shiv Sena chief, and that is the same way Sharad Pawar is trying to do. Now all the party MLAs and party senior leaders have almost forced Sharad Pawar to rethink about his decision, whereas Ajit Pawar in this meeting has said that if he doesn't wish to continue, let him not continue, we'll pursue him other way around, but if he doesn't agree, then we should allow him to go, on which lot of leaders within NCP are not ready to do that. So there is a clear divide we can see within NCP, that one set of party leaders think that Sharad Pawar should continue as the party chief, whereas Ajit Pawar has made it very clear that if he is not willing to do it, let him go away. And that is what now Sharad Pawar and the party will have to decide. It looks like that this is going to go on for some time. Finally, Sharad Pawar may have his way and assert his position in the party again.
If the intention was to establish who's the boss here, Sharad Pawar seems to have done it, at least if you look at how support has showed up for him. But what next? If Sharad Pawar decides that, this is my ultimate decision, I'm resigning, who could be in the race to become the next NCP chief? There is, of course, Ajit Pawar, Pawar's nephew. He's got quite a bit of experience, former Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, and also considering, of course, that there's all of this talk of him being in touch with the BJP, with the Shinde government. There are questions about what will happen, but he has experience, as I said, former Deputy Chief Minister, opposition leader of the Maharashtra Legislative Assembly. The other contenders, many of them are family members, of course, as expected in the NCP. Supriya Sule, who was also seen there trying to pacify NCP workers. Pawar's daughter, she is a member of parliament, represents the NCP in parliament. Very vocal and very big face really of the NCP. So it could be Supriya Sule also who's chosen. There's another dynasty also in contention. Rohit Pawar. Pawar's grandnephew, considered to be young blood infused in the NCP. He's currently an MLA, and there is talk that maybe if we're talking about a generational shift within the NCP, and Sharad Pawar is serious about that, it could be Rohit Pawar. The other senior leaders of NCP, Praful Patel, former union minister, who was seen also sitting there asking Sharad Pawar to reconsider his decision. Other names also besides Praful Patel is going to be the likes of Dilip Valse Patil, one of Pawar's most loyal colleagues, has seen through the thick and thin times of the NCP. So he could be rewarded for that. Former Assembly Speaker as well, has held many responsibilities. Jayant Patil is another name also that's doing the rounds. Again, a senior NCP leader, but someone also who broke down today, got very, very emotional when Sharad Pawar announced that he's going to be resigning as NCP chief. Is a former cabinet minister. Could Jayant Patil also be in contention? Remember, committee has been formed. There could be a decision, but all depends on whether Sharad Pawar sticks by that decision or not, in which we'll know in the next 2 to 3 days, is what Ajit Pawar says. Rajdeep, taking this back across to you, in your view of all the names that I've mentioned, many of them, of course, belong to the same Pawar family, and they're extremely influential, extremely powerful within the NCP. Who do you see as the next NCP chief if Sharad Pawar sticks by his decision now?
Well, it's a tough question as to who will succeed Mr. Pawar. This party's identity has been completely, in a way, merged with that of Mr. Pawar's political career. It was formed when Mr. Pawar rebelled in a way against the Congress and Sonia Gandhi on the foreign origins issue. and therefore for any leader to fill in Mr. Pawar's shoes will not be easy. He's been in politics for more than 5 decades. Daughter Supriya doesn't have that kind of organizational hold, has been an MP in Delhi, so doesn't have that wide grassroots connect. Ajit Pawar does have a considerable sway over the organization, but will he be able to take all the leaders along with him like Mr. Sharad Pawar could? Huge question mark over that. And there's really no one else. The likes of Jayant Patil may aspire one day to become NCP president, but I don't think that you can create a future succession plan without the Pawar family being fully involved in it. So while Ajit Pawar remains a front runner in the short run to perhaps take over the NCP, at least in terms of the organization, I think finding a mascot who will match Mr. Sharad Pawar's hold over the party will not be easy for the NCP.
It's clearly a challenge, and that's been re-established by the images we've seen of the kind of emotions that NCP cadres have exhibited since that announcement by Sharad Pawar. Thanks very much, Rajdeep. Thanks to Sahil also for joining us on this broadcast. But let's talk about the implications, the 5 big implications of Sharad Pawar's decision. 2024, of course, is the biggest implication of this particular move, and that is because it will directly have an impact on the Mahavikas Aghadi's future, which will remain uncertain if, for example, the NCP chief becomes Sharad Pawar. Why is that? There's a lot of talk about Ajit Pawar's possible rebellion. And I meant Ajit Pawar earlier, I beg your pardon, that the NCP could break into factions if Ajit Pawar takes over because of a possible rebellion and him perhaps joining hands with the BJP. In which case, the NCP could become into 2 pockets. Those who go with Ajit Pawar and then the remnants who could perhaps find another leader. What's also clear right now is that there is tension, there is a rift within the Pawar family. That's now out in the open, with Sharad Pawar announcing this decision, and there's a lot of talk, rumblings over who from the Pawar family could take over next. And without Sharad Pawar, does NCP actually have the kind of future that it currently has in Maharashtra politics? They need a strong, rooted leader, someone who has the kind of influence that Sharad Pawar has. And there's a big question mark on that, on whether anyone, whoever succeeds Sharad Pawar, can actually do that. Ajit Pawar, if chosen as the NCP chief or even otherwise, could choose to align with the BJP. And what does that mean for the NCP? It'll have repercussions, obviously, for the Mahavikas Aghadi and thereby in the 2024 election. We'll continue tracking the story very closely and get you all the big political twists and turns. I'm slipping into a very short break here on 6 p.m. Prime. Coming up on the other side, we break down every single detail you need to know about the tussle everyone's talking about. Virat Kohli versus Kohli-Gambhir. If you missed out on the action last night, we've got you covered.
What was that talk about?
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Why does this happen? Let me tell you the science behind it.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today News Mode.
Welcome back. Let's get you all the details you need to know about what played out last night between Virat Kohli and Gautam Gambhir. The exact sequence of events, what transpired and what led to that ugly spat. It started with Kyle Mayers actually approaching Kohli and talking to him. They seem to have some sort of a disagreement, and that's when Gambhir steps in, pulls Kyle away. And when Gambhir does that, it's clear that Virat Kohli gets miffed, kind of turns around, looks at Gambhir and says, what was the need to do that? And that's when, in fact, there is an argument that breaks out between Gambhir and Kohli. That is the moment when you see, in fact, Gambhir grabbing Mayers and pulling him away. After that, there is that moment when Kohli and Gambhir are seen, in fact, having an argument. Now, it is during this moment that you have several other players also intervening and pulling them apart, pulling them aside to ensure that there is no more of a fight that happens. Soon after that, team members stopped the altercation, and then you had also videos that came in of Virat Kohli taking rather not so subtle jibes at Gautam Gambhir in the RCB celebration video as well. That's all we have time for in this edition of 6 p.m. Prime. Thanks very much for tuning in. Coming up on the other side, Nabila Jamal joins you with all the political action from Karnataka.
Why does this happen? Let me tell you the science behind it.